Wednesday, we learned thousands of Minnesota nurses approved a new contract. The nurses all agreed to hold off on a second strike because of this tentative agreement. The nurses shared their next steps. Let's take a look.
These new contracts are historic, not only for what's in them, but for what they mean to us, patients. These contracts are also historic because they brought together and kept together 15,000 nurses in the Twin Cities and Twin Ports for the very first time ever in negotiations. From informational pickets to strikes to bargaining demands, these nurses worked in solidarity with one another like I've never seen before in my 34-year career in the labor movement. That's because this fight was so important. They have the power to stand up to the corporate executives who have so much power over our lives, our livelihood, and our health. These nurses are our voice in the hospital systems that have become depersonalized, inhumane corporations. Health is not a consumable good. I don't have a heart attack one day just because there's a discount on bypass surgery at Allina. It's long past time that we recognize healthcare for the human need that it is and stop trying to fit it inside of a market employer-based system that is failing patients as well as the healthcare workforce.
Today, I am pleased to share that our nurses at 15 hospitals have voted overwhelmingly to ratify historic new 3-year contracts for 15,000 nurses. All through this process, nurses have been clear that our #1 priority was addressing staffing to keep nurses at the bedside and protect patient care. But for 9 months, our executives sat across the table from us and insisted there was no way they would negotiate with us on staffing. No way the nurses were going to run the hospitals. But we knew that this was a make or break issue for our nurses, for our patients, and for our hospitals. So we stuck it out.
For months, we have been hoping for this day. The day where we could say, we have a contract. We had to fight for 9 months to get our executives to take these problems seriously and to agree to these compromises. It was a hard fight, but we stayed organized, and we did it. This is a win, not only for nurses, but also for our patients, for everyone in Minnesota.
What the past 9 months has taught me and all of us is that when we organize and we have solidarity, we win. When our collective bargaining process is honored, we win. We have won a contract that we can be proud of, that will recruit and retain nurses, that also hopefully will ensure quality care going forward. This is not something that's going to be a quick fix, but something that we have good tools now to fight for and advocate for our patients. We will continue to organize. We will continue to push for the best care for our patients and for all workers.
The conditions inside Minnesota hospitals the last few years have evolved into something the likes of which I have not seen in my 14-year career. I represent many nurses with decades more experience than I have who would echo these comments. Long wait times, patients being seen and treated in emergency department waiting rooms, full hospital units with 1 or 2 nurses scheduled to work, nurses new to the profession training and more, brand new nurses. Hospital units where the highest experience level of a nurse on shift is 6 months. 6 months. Minnesota, everyone should care about this. These are our working conditions, yes, but they are the places you go to for help, to heal, to give birth, to die with dignity.
In 2001, Fairview nurses were on strike for 23 days to earn quality language to protect staffing. The big win from that strike gave nurses the right to close a nursing unit for 2 hours, to slow the pace, to get more help, for staff to catch up, and to continue to provide excellent care. Staffing concerns and contract negotiations have always been at the forefront of every conversation with our employers. The nurses at mHealth Fairview gained improvements in how we negotiate our staffing grids or how we determine how many people each nurse cares for in a day. We also devised a system to identify when a nurse determines that a patient assignment is unsafe and the employer acknowledges that truth. These significant steps that help nurses to protect patients, to work towards solutions and use the collaborative insights of bedside personnel to provide best practice. We're proud of our agreement and hope to work within this contract for many years to come.
Keep watching CBS News Minnesota for continuing coverage.